what is happening now is we are making, sort of preparing as best we can, a course. And it's a course to help people improve their game as a hypnotist. My objective is to help them become professional hypnotists so that they are out there helping people. I truly believe the world needs more good hypnotists, and my objective is to make the world slightly better by either helping one person at a time or helping other people help one person at a time. So at this point, it's mostly about just sort of spreading the word and getting the goodwill out and going from there. If you want to listen to the previous recordings, I have them on YouTube. They're just talking head discussions, so you can just listen to it. You search for David Barron Hypnotist. That's the channel. So the @ and then David Barron Hypnotist. And that's how you'll see it. And you'll find the various, you'll find a lot of stuff there, but the most recent discussions have been there. And I'll be doing this pretty consistently, Joe and I, for over the next week or so. I want to demonstrate the symbology process. And so I'm going to ask if there's any sort of change that needs to be made. It could be gaining greater confidence or needing a particular feeling when it seems inaccessible to you. I have used the symbology process to help people quit smoking. I've used it to help people get rid of compulsive cravings and behaviors. So if there's something comes to mind, please let me know. You do not have to tell me all the sordid details, but sometimes it helps. We'll just go from there. Thank you, Dwayne. Evan, there you are. How you doing, sir?
Great. How you doing, Dave?
Doing great. Okay. So I want to welcome you all. This is now the third of what I'm hoping is many Friday discussions. We're going to spend an hour on something that is hypnosis related. And again, I'm going to admit everybody who's coming in. So we'll spend an hour on everything that is hypnosis related. And ultimately, what I'm hoping and anticipating is we can get a group of people here together sort of as a roaming band of samurai hypnotists that sort of go out there and make the world ever so slightly. So what I wanted to talk about today is in fact, if you haven't already, mute yourselves. If I ask a question of you, you can unmute. We'll go from there. What we're going to talk about today is the symbology process. Symbology is a hypnosis process that is particularly useful. Now, I learned a version of symbology from my mentor, who is Jeff Stevens, and it works incredibly well, just as Jeff had mentioned, used it. So that was one of the benefits that I got from it. Just one second. There we go. So, but what I did also is, I guess I'll explain the symbology process as Jeffrey Stevens used it. And if you can go on YouTube, and I've seen people use the exact same process. First, by creating what's called a sanctuary, which is a place where you feel the very most in control. And going into that sanctuary, you ask the subconscious mind to give a symbol of what the problem could be. Now, the nice part about this is it does not require the person to detail the problem. I mean, typically that does happen, but it's not necessary for you to know the problem. They just have to be aware of it. Then you have to ask them, what changes would you like to have or feel so that this problem is no longer there or relevant to you? And then they talk about that, or they simply acknowledge it. As long as they have it in their mind, that's the most important thing. Symbology works because the subconscious mind works through symbolism. Think of dreams are always symbolic of something. And so you're never really talking to the person. Who you're talking to is the subconscious mind. And so the subconscious mind will come about in images, in symbols, in people that represent things. Entering into the symbology process, you ask the person to create a symbol that represents the problem. Now, let me rephrase that. You don't ask the person to do that. You ask their subconscious mind to create a symbol that represents the problem. And you're not, again, they don't have to think about it. They just have to say something like, okay, subconscious mind, give me a symbol that represents this problem. And if you've done this in the past, you'll notice it does work. Your subconscious mind gives you something that just by its appearance or its feel seems to represent the problem. And then you ask them to become aware of it and look at it and notice the every details. Once they have that in their mind, you once again ask the subconscious mind to make whatever changes are necessary so that that thing is no longer a problem. In other words, so that if, for example, you're trying to get rid of a craving for a cigarette, you ask them, what feeling would you want to feel that would make you feel so good and so positive you could not want a cigarette? Once they make that change, or they have their subconscious mind make that change, they revivify it and they make it bigger and bigger. They take the symbol and they bring it into their body. So they're now, the symbol is not something that's external to them, it's a feeling that's internal. And they start to feel the feeling fully and completely. From that point on, it's all about simply intensifying the feeling by either just filling every part of their body with the feeling. I like to have them radiate the feeling, so the feeling they have influences the environment around them. And then to memorize the feeling so that they could call upon the feeling in it whenever they need it. After that point, it's all just a matter of future pacing. It's having them go to a time in their future, say tomorrow morning, they wake up and they feel the feeling. And then go through every moment of the day with this particular feeling present and growing stronger and stronger. They do that again and again and again. And that will, for many people, be more than enough. It will be more than enough to make a change. I typically don't stop there, though. I'll do some other hypnosis processes where I actually talk to the subconscious mind. But I have found that this can be done, first of all, it can be done very conversationally. It can be done, yes, their eyes are closed, but it can be done without an induction. It's just asking their mind to make changes. And it can be done in a really short amount of time. What I'd like to do at this point is simply ask if there's anyone who has something that they would like to it could be minimal, but is there anyone here who has something that they would like to change? If you want to give me the details of it, that's wonderful, but you don't have to. And we're going to have to do a live demonstration of this. And of course, if no one gives me a live demonstration, I will select a volunteer. So first of all, just get in a comfortable position, close your eyes. And also recognize that as we do this, Normally, this would be part of a much deeper hypnosis process, but again, this works very conversationally if someone is willing to simply follow instructions. So, Evan, I want you to just go to a very comfortable place within your mind and understand that your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, they have two different processes. One, your conscious mind only understands part of this thing you call frustration at any one time. But your subconscious mind understands every part of this feeling of frustration all at once. So right now, just ask your subconscious mind to give you a symbol. And it's a symbol that represents every part of this feeling of frustration. Whatever the subconscious mind gives as a symbol is right, and it's usually an image or an object. It could be anything at all. So don't analyze it. That would only slow down what we're doing. And when you do have a symbol that represents every part of this challenge with frustration, then nod your head. Good. Now take some time and really get to know this symbol. So if you can move around it, if you can move it around, see it from every angle, notice the shape of it and the size of it, notice the colors, notice the lines and the angles and the textures, notice every detail. If you can, notice every pixel so that when you really know this symbol, nod your head. Okay, great. So now, ask your subconscious mind to make any change to this symbol. So it represents the perfect, absolute solution to this wonderful, to a feeling that makes you feel so good. Whatever is happening, you would not respond with that frustration. And whatever change your subconscious tells you to make to this symbol, make that change. And when you know that this is so much better, the symbol of a much more positive feeling, then nod your head. Good. Now, just one more time, ask your subconscious mind if there's anything more that can be added or improved or changed with this symbol so it represents the absolute most positive expression of this incredible feeling. And if your subconscious mind gives you any additional change, make that change. And when you know that this is the symbol for that incredible feeling, then nod your head. Good. This symbol, it represents a feeling, but feelings belong inside the body. Take this symbol right now, bring it right into the part of you, exactly where you know it needs to go. And once you have it there, nod your head. Good. And now fill every part of you with this feeling. Fill your entire body with this feeling, all the way from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet and fingertip to fingertip. Fill every cell, every nerve, every fiber with this incredible positive feeling. And once you've done that, nod your head. Now turn it up even more and feel even better and begin to radiate this feeling. Make it so intensely radiant and so beautifully brilliant. You're a beacon of this incredible feeling, and even people around you feel it comes from you. And when you've done that, nod your head. Good. Turn it up even more and feel even better, and make it stronger and feel better still. Just keep turning it up. Take this moment right now and memorize everything about this feeling. So commit every detail of this feeling to your memory, every subtlety, every nuance, so you know everything about this feeling, and you could call upon it in an instant before you need it. And when you've memorized this feeling, nod your head. This is now your feeling. You have created it and you own it. You now control it. So turn it up, make it stronger, feel even better. Then turn it up even more, feel even better still. Just keep turning it up more and more and more. And right now, imagine you awaken in the morning and this is your feeling. You are feeling it and it keeps feeling better and better. You go through every moment of your day now with this incredible feeling. And it grows stronger and stronger. See everything you would see, hear what you would hear, and sense and feel and notice all the world around you. And this incredible feeling just keeps growing stronger. When you've gone through every moment of this day, nod your head. Good. You feel good, don't you? Turn it up even more. Go through the day after that, feel even better. See what you would see and hear what you would hear and feel this feeling every moment. When you've gone through every moment of this day and you've done well, nod your head. Good. So now in your mind, go back to the most recent time where you felt so incredibly frustrated and bring this feeling with you and change everything you felt, everything you did, everything you experienced, and this feeling is there. And when you've done that, nod your head. Good. Go to a time in your future where something would have triggered you and made you really upset and frustrated, but now you feel this wonderful feeling. It isn't there. You just deal with things that are important and you get things done. And when you've done that, nod your head. Good. And so very quickly in your mind, just create one event right after another. When this very positive feeling is there at the very instant, you would even notice frustration. And as you just repeat this again and again, as you create the events right there, this is now your feeling. You have created it. You own it. You control it. So take a deep breath. Inhale very deeply. Open your eyes all the way back. Refreshed, energized, wide awake. Feel great. Okay. So what was that like?
It was good. It's funny.
Yeah.
It was great.
The feeling I got was a nice warm sensation, and I definitely picture myself going through the frustrations I'd have in the future.
Excuse me.
And notice what your response is now when you think of those things that used to trigger you, it looks like someone's talking right now, but
Yeah, my son actually spilled a cup of water while we were doing it, and kind
okay.
of helped me work on the frustration.
Okay, got it. Yeah, notice now what your response is when something frustrating enters your mind. How do you respond to it?
um, I would use the warm feeling, definitely a little more calm, sense of ease.
Yeah. Typically, what I will ask people to do is notice how challenging it is, or sometimes even impossible, to bring up that same quality of frustration. Notice it? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Evan, thank you so much. I appreciate
Yeah,
anything else you want to say?
it was a pleasure. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. Now, I'll mute you for right now. Evan, thank you. Is there anyone have a question or comment, either for me or for Evan, about the experience? Because
Very
I
useful.
can sort of, yeah, thank you. And again, no serious induction. If you guys are seriously into studying theories of hypnosis and neurolinguistic programming, this is, you might want to look into what's called the meta program. It's written up by John Oberdorf, I think it is. And it's really, this is a version of it. It's where you figure out what the problem is and you decide what the solution is. And then you just focus on the solution for a long time. And then you bring the problem in and they just collapse it. And there's a lot of NLP processes that are similar to that. So this is just a part of what my operations manual. I wrote it up so that I could run my business from it, and ultimately, if there's someone that I trust who understands my process, I could just hand them the operations manual and leave for a week and know that they'll do everything correctly. That's the objective here. And the operations manual includes, obviously, the sessions, and symbology is part of that. But it also includes a lot of additional details, like it's a turnkey business. So it's what you do from the moment you open the door to how you talk to people and things like that. And what Joe and I are doing is coming up in June, we're hosting a sit-down 4-day seminar. And the seminar is there to, first of all, teach people every one of the 3 hypnosis sessions that I use, hopefully give them some inspiration to make their own hypnosis practice, and additionally help them make changes. So in addition to simply learning hypnosis, it's really about helping those who need it get inside their head and make changes. One of the most dramatic changes that I help people with is being able to help people see themselves differently. Everyone starts off with a simple behavior that they want to change. They want to quit smoking. They want to feel more confident. They want to stop eating Oreos compulsively. But the biggest change that happens is not at that little behavior. It's at the very top of the pyramid, where they see themselves. It's their sense of identity. It's their sense of self. And when you can help them build a whole identity that leads them in a good direction, the change happens really easily. The change is just at the bottom of the pyramid, and everything else starts to integrate and flow together, and it becomes much, much easier. So again, that's part of the change work that I try and do with people. Those of you who have done hypnosis, you will probably notice that when you make a really dramatic change in somebody, At the end of the session, they're going, something's really weird. Yeah. No, I can't I can't bring up that. I mean, I'm thinking about the problem, but I don't feel it. It's like, so you've shifted enough things that they've got a solution to their problem, but they haven't figured it out yet. And so that's the start of how they start to see themselves differently. One of the changes I sort of help them do and make is a change that I learned from myself, which is just, again, not recognizing yourself by how you used to be. A phrase I used to, well, I tell this about everybody, I used to smoke. And it did provide me comfort at some point, but I also realized that was a stupid behavior and I should stop. And even though I quit so many times, I didn't stay quit until I realized that I did not want to be a smoker in spite of the comfort it gave me. At that point, every time I wanted a cigarette, I would pause and I would say the words, I am not that person anymore. And in that moment, at least for that moment, I felt this incredible strength. And it lasted maybe a little while, but it lasted long enough I didn't reach for that cigarette. And then I said it again a couple moments later, and I said it again, and it kept. Ultimately, it just became true. And so the thing I'd like to encourage anyone here is to think of what would be the ideal version of your client. What would be the version of themselves that they would look up to and admire? And have them begin to aspire to become that person. That's one of the bigger changes. Oh, and if any of you want to understand the symbology process that was taught to me by Jeff Stevens, there is a video on YouTube by Rob DeGroof. I think he's out of, I forget which country in Northern Europe, but he's in one of the countries in Northern Europe where he describes the symbology process that Jeff Stevens talked about. I want to just sort of, those of you who are interested in learning this process, those who are interested in participating in this, I'm going to be doing this every Friday. And in June, again, I'm going to have this seminar. You can go to Mind Control Publishing to learn about this. I will send a link out to everyone who's joined here about perfected mind control. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Mind control language patterns. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate it. And again, my email's out there. Mind control is my business at gmail.com. If any of you have a question, you're welcome to email me. On top of that, if those of you who are listening to this, say on YouTube or for some other, if you have questions, reach out to me. I can put you on the list so you can join these groups regularly. We're gonna go from there. Does anyone have a question, Marcus?
Yeah,
Marco,
David,
I mean.
do
Yes.
you hear me? Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Hello, nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Some years
Marco.
that I follow you, and I think you have some of the best books about these teachings. They're really very well organized, and they're really great. I do have a very challenging question for you.
Okay.
In a very short way, I do treat and I work with people that have psychosis and schizophrenia. And there is a specific, I had psychosis 20 years ago, so it's my life work, is on this direction. And there is one, as you may know, very challenged piece that is when people have this massive delusion, delirium, massive paranoia about whatever the police are following them, or the government are following them, and you understand that this goes by degrees. There are the softer degrees, there are the higher degrees, and this is the biggest challenge that I found in my work. So if you're talking about psychosis and the symptomology, because psychosis is a symptomology, and we're talking about symbols here, right? Metaphorical language and etc. So I don't know if you can just give me some insights of how to. I do understand of NLP and
I'll give you
hypnosis and
my
how to.
experience. I'll
Okay.
give you my experience with hypnosis as it relates to what you're describing, which are, delusions and paranoid delusions, which is, it's just something first of all, for many years, I had a family member that was paranoid schizophrenic, and there was really nothing I could do to help him. I just to provide him comfort as most as I could. As far as hypnosis goes, and I wish I could do more, but paranoia and schizophrenia is a result of something that's chemical within the mind, and there's very little I've been able to do with hypnosis to make changes like that. The best thing you can do is be compassionate, be encouraging and supportive. But as far as hypnosis goes, I am seriously and it's been consistently challenged to help someone who has those delusions. I certainly wish you the best, but I'm glad you asked that, because I do tell you I did have someone call me and tell me that the secret agents are living in their house trying to change their genders, and it was completely irrational. And unfortunately, I mean, the only thing I could tell them to do is please go to a hospital and share your experience with someone there. That's the only thing I could do. That's out of my field. I won't even go there myself personally. If I were a more skilled and licensed professional, I'm not going to, I might, but I'm not going to encourage anybody who is only a hypnotist to deal with somebody who is having a psychotic event, other than keeping them safe and putting them in the right hands.
Some interesting things about this psychosis, schizophrenia. When, for example, when it's in a timeline of past memories, some clients they come about, all of these tragic. I was abused and like really crazy stories about the past, right? I had sex with all the nurses and medics and all the stuff, whatever. And when it's the timeline of the past, that's interesting because the person in the present, you can understand that they are not having that psychotic perspectives. They are having, the world is against me and stuff like that. So that's a kind of work, but they are very focused on the past. So this kind of client, if you work the past, you have quite of interesting results. But the person that is living right now, the moment of I'm inside of a big brother. So that's the biggest challenge. And I, I
yeah,
it,
I
yeah,
wouldn't even, it's too big for me to deal with. So
yeah, it's fine.
my,
It's fine.
my
Okay.
heart goes out to you. I mean, you've got all my goodwill. Uh, Stephen Sheldon, Hypnosis, you had raised your hand. Did you have something you wanted to mention?
Was just wondering, is this something we're able to do ourselves on us, the symbology?
Yes, that's a great question. Symbology is a thing you can do on yourself if you learn the process. And again, you can find it on YouTube, but it's one of those really rare sort of things that you can do on yourself. Just get in a comfortable position, and it's all about, you have a subconscious mind. You don't have to understand it. You just have to accept what it gives you, and ask it to create the symbol for the problem, and then the symbol for whatever the solution state is. So yes, that's a very good question, and it's very useful. If there's a topic you want me to cover, I'm happy. You can email me that. I think what I'm going to cover next week is what I call motivational imperatives. I know Alex knows about motivational imperatives. He mentioned the book I wrote on that. So I think that's one of the things I'm really passionate about. So, guys, I'm gonna pause. We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna duplicate this for next week, same time. This should be available for YouTube maybe Monday or Tuesday to listen to and recap. All right, guys, I want to thank you very much. Please take care. It was great. Again, follow up if you have questions. All right, take care.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You too.